What's up, y'all? Day 6, 7, 8. We're doing a combined little vlog here. So let's see. We left off at day 5. Day 6 didn't work on the brand at all. Stepped away. Then fast forward to today. So that was day 6. Today's day 7. So today, day 7. Just been working on refining some decks, like pitch decks, meeting decks, things like that. Just the visuals. So nothing crazy, nothing that moves the needle at all, nothing crazy like that. And we are on the way to a shoot. Cameras here. I've got a film camera and a digital camera. We're going to a yacht club. I don't even think if I'm dressed for that. I mean, I'm in a shorts and t-shirt. That can't be bad, right? I don't really know what people wear to that. I don't expect it's going to take too long or be too crazy or anything like that, but kind of have some gear here, and we're just going to have a little bit of fun there. I don't know what film I have in here, so I just hope it's not black and white. I don't know. There needs to be I'm sure there is an app. Or just good memory. I don't know, but I never remember what film I have in my film camera, so we're going to navigate that too. So we're just going to burn that roll. I've got probably 24 shots left. So just shoot the rest of the roll, and then we'll figure it out when we're at the end. But so yeah, stay tuned. And then also last note too, I think today will be combined with tomorrow too, just because it's a shorter day. We just have a shoot today. So we'll start. This is going to be the start of our kind of combining multiple days. We're trying not to do it too much, but kind of where it makes sense, generally weekends. So it's not going to be 365 videos, one for each day by any means, but it is going to cover the 365 days, just might look a little bit different. Shoot. I have some stuff to edit and to turn over. This is for a client that's up for contract renewal. So the start date for the contract is Tuesday, and the contract includes a content shoot. So as for grouping this content shoot into there, I probably won't. I'll probably just do it, and then I'll also see if I can turn those images around, those deliverables, either tonight or tomorrow, before Tuesday, before the contract. Because the reason for it is just value add. I'm about to ask for more money from this client, and so I just want to continue to just add value anywhere I can, and to strengthen that relationship. There's a fine line there between genuine burnout, creative burnout, and this social currency, creating value, and so it's important to navigate that very carefully. That about wraps it for today. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna edit a little bit. One other note too is on days that are quote unquote a little bit slower, where it doesn't appear as though I'm doing as much, let me just tell you from the bottom of my heart that I am fully committed and invested in this business. In those days where I'm not really doing too much, I'm only doing one or two things, that day, or days where I'm, going to my full-time job and then I'm only doing some stuff in the evening or whatever, or I only do stuff in my lunch break. It is I drive to work, I'm listening to podcasts. Right now I just paused a podcast about tax savings and about business formation to record this video. So it's always going. The podcast, I'm always listening to podcasts about how I can learn, strengthen, grow. I'm always thinking about it. I just have there's an obsession, honestly, that's just in my mind about things I can do better, things I can set up for success for the future, processes and systems I can strengthen to set myself well to scale this summer. Always thinking about that stuff. So, and it seems like it's slow or something, or maybe just, days where there's not a lot going on. Like that couldn't be further from the truth, because it's always, all the gears are always turning. I like to think I can turn it off, but I don't know. It's, I love what I do, meaning this stuff is really what energizes me. And so I don't think work-life balance exists when you love work, and that is life, and it's all the same, all pieces of the same puzzle. Anyway, that's about wraps it for today. So I will catch you on the next one. What's up, people? It is day 8. Day 8. Episode 6 still. Decided to keep this one going just a little bit longer. So I know I might have looked like I was signing off for the last one, but nope, can't get rid of me that easy. So just decided to throw one more day in here, just because it is a little bit of like a mashup, hodgepodge of an episode. So that's what we're doing on the way to work. And the reason, though, to reiterate too, the reason that we kind of had to combine was just because it was a little bit of like weekend, and so there was stuff going on, just that required time that wasn't just time focused on the business. So we were kind of just had personal stuff going on. So just decided to mesh episodes because of that. Won't always be like that. This is just an example, but there will be definitely more episodes that are kind of meshed together like this. So to finish off, this is going to be the latter half of this episode. We are on the way to work. It's a Monday morning. Got to do the full time so you can do the part time. Got to work the 9 to 5 so you can work the 5 to 9, as they say. Woke up and did not have any desire, any sense of urgency this morning as we're getting out the door. So it's just one of those days, I guess. As far as the business is concerned, have a pretty open mind with everything today. Changing months, so it's April. It's going to be April here tomorrow. So I had to do a little bit of updating, just monthly, not necessarily finances per se, but just like website, because my website copy is pretty specific to the month of the year that it is. So updated the website copy, things like that. So as far as, I guess, what we're going to be doing, we have a client, that maritime outdoor company is signing or re-signing today, should be today, maybe tomorrow. So it's there tomorrow. The new term starts tomorrow, so it can either be today or tomorrow. So I was texting him about that a little bit this morning. Delivered the photos last night, so we went ahead and edited those, turned those around for him, just as a value add there. Also, it kind of works out too that it was, it's the last day of the month today because, in the contract is a content shoot per month, and kind of threw those in, and it was kind of like, this is Mark. Don't even worry about it. So, kind of gave him like a little bit of a freebie there. So, immediately we're going to be bumping some people's inboxes today. The gym company still attacking that, and as well as the security companies too. So it feels like forever ago I initially reached out. I really gave it a few days. I probably gave it a little bit longer than I should have, but I'll just bump their inbox on a Monday morning and just kind of see if there's any synergy there or even just a response. I'm going to be working on some stuff for a client. I have a client that is a podcast company for social media management, and they're a unique situation because they are it's a volunteer. Like I volunteer for them, and the reason I do that is it's like through church, so it's like a worship, like it's kind of how I serve type of thing. Like it's my place of service, but I'm just treating them in my systems and processes like they're a client, because that's the easiest way to go about it. So I think the immediate, and then we'll bump some people's inboxes, and besides that, I think that's going to be about it. I might reach out. We've got a third client here that is an outdoor, like kind of athletic outdoor brand, like an outdoor adventure brand for apparel. I've not signed with them yet, so still kind of in the the process that, the sales process with them, but I think it's gonna be looking pretty good there. Let me just preface this by saying this is my most important client. Like, it is, like, I know you're not supposed to have favorites or levels of importance, but like this, the way that this would create opportunity and the scope and just the relationship and everything, like this is where I need to be putting most of my marbles. A process that requires a lot of patience so far. They're interested in working together, that's for sure. Like, that's not off the table at all. So I guess that's a really good first step. I did some free work for them way back in December. They wanted to pay me, but then I was like, no, like, let's set something up longer term. Met, I want to say we met in February or so, after the holidays and then the new year. And so we met in February or so, had a great meeting about just the future of what our relationship could look like, and all this stuff. And that went really well, which is good. I already sent off a proposal, and that was getting circulated for a while, and then that either directly or indirectly caused them to hire an in-house creative person. And I don't know all the details there. I think that's a good thing. I'm not sure. My fear is that, what I sent them, basically convinced them to, like, oh, we need to hire someone full-time for this. That was, like, not what I was trying to do. Like, I cost, my value proposition is that what are you going to pay for a marketing person, full-time? That's going to be in this market specifically, between 50 and 65 grand a year annual salary. That's not including, the joining, letting them join your company's whatever programs, retirement, health, parking, all that. So it's added expenses for you. And what I can offer is I can come in and it would cost you half of that, less than half, and you get me plus a ton of people, my experience and my work and my attention to you and obviously the services that I offer, just like social media management, photo, video design, brand consultancy, whatever's in my toolkit. But then also I've got like an extended toolkit too, because like you're not hiring one person, you're hiring an agency for half the cost. So I've got people in my network that are around the country if you need a location shoot somewhere, and you don't want to pay, like, it doesn't cost you any extra for travel out there when I already have people out there. Like, that's one example. Also, like, doing a shoot here, like locally, like I have second shooters, I have third shooters, I have behind the scenes shooters, I have specialized shooters in my pocket too, whether they are like product shooters or whatever. You're hiring a team for half the cost of the average cost of a marketing person in the market. So it's no brainer. And before you go off and do the math about this, like, I've done the math. Half of that is about $2,200 a month, which is, pretty much perfectly perfectly average of like our clients. Like, our clients are like, that's probably our average client is right around there. We have clients for more, we have clients for less, and like, I think so it's like, it's a no-brainer. But anyway, that's our value proposition, and I think that I just need people to understand that. Like, that's what the sales process is, is that I just need people to get with that vision and to buy in, because like once that happens, like, that's the hard part, and once that happens, I think everything else comes a little bit easier, and so it's kind of the goal. And I'm sorry about the tangent, but I think it's just good information to have, because you should figure out your value prop. You're someone that wants to do this too, and figure out, where you steal mine if you really want to. Just figure out where where you fit into the community, the value that you can provide, and condense it down to, a packageable, sellable, elevator-sized pitch, and, tell people about it, because a lot of people, they just don't understand the value. Like, because they don't say yes, I've said this before in this series, it's because people don't say yes. It's not because they don't want it. It's because they don't understand the value. Because if they understood the value, they would buy it. Like, that is the bottom line. Because the value that you are providing and what they need, or maybe they have someone and they don't need it. So if they need it, it's a no-brainer. So I don't know if today's going to include any cold outreach or anything like that. It might just be a low-key day, but I will keep you posted on what that looks like as I drive into work. Day is over. It's 5:20. Going home. Didn't really have any time today, like no lunch break or anything like that, to work on anything really. I sent those emails, and that was really about it. Just pretty wiped from work, so I don't think I'm actually going to work on anything when I get home tonight. So it's probably about it. So maybe, that's just maybe what I was talking about this morning on the way to work was, is going to resonate with some of you, and that's enough for today. So I have the night to myself. Wife is out, so probably go fishing and kind of just turn in for an early night. It's a little scary, just in moments when I think about, I'll be at the office doing stuff for work, and I'll just think about just the idea of if I didn't have, my full-time job, if I was full-time, freelance marketing agency, it's scary because there's a lot of time in the day, obviously my time's filled now, but if there comes a day where my time isn't filled all the time, then I think that's a little scary. My inbox isn't jumping with emails about clients, or I'm not going off on shoots all the time, so it's a little frightening in that aspect of it. But aside from that, another day. So thanks for sticking around to this multiple episode iteration, this multiple day iteration of this episode, I should say. Days 6, 7, and 8. Episode 6 signing off, and we'll catch you on the next one tomorrow, which will be day 9 and episode 7. So, all right.